Welcome back to the program. So you heard us earlier playing a indignant, screaming and yelling Joe Biden who said, Trump called dead soldiers suckers and losers. How dare he disrespect my son? Again, Joe Biden did not die in combat, and Donald Trump never said suckers and losers. Okay? But here's Karine Jean-Pierre.
What I will say, obviously our deepest condolences go out, and our heartfelt condolences go out to the families who lost three folks who are military folks, who are brave, who are always fighting, who are fighting on behalf of this administration, of the American people. Obviously, more importantly, we lost those souls.
Let me bring in Joe Earley. He is running for Congress in Virginia's 2nd Congressional District. Actually, spoke a little earlier on my radio program, and I've already asked him all the questions about cutting the spending. Maybe we'll have some time for the border. So Joe Biden is announcing, and again, what is said to the public is different than what's going on behind the scenes. When we look at this attack on this base on the border with Syria and Jordan, 3 dead, 30 wounded, you're an intel guy. Who should be in Joe Biden's ear? What should be the plan?
Well, right now, he should have at least his SecDef should be right there beside of him if he's not at his home working from home now. But let's hope that they have clear communications with the Secretary of Defense. Right now on the ground over there, as I said earlier, it's a sad day in America that we have to mourn the death of 3 soldiers. And 30 some wounded. I would say that there's a lack of intelligence gathering. I mean, to look at how this drone got into protected airspace to begin with, it questions the intelligence and what kind of safeguards were in place. Looking at it from a threat assessment perspective, this should have been anticipated. Look, attacks in Syria have been going on for months now against American troops. This is obviously the first one in Jordan, I believe. The Houthis in Yemen have been attacking cargo vessels and attempting attacks on U.S. naval vessels in the Red Sea for weeks now. So this should have been anticipated from a battle space perspective. So yes, we have an intelligence failure, and that have caused the tragic death of these soldiers. It is a sad day, and it is my condolences, as probably the rest of America, for the families of our lost and injured.
How can we trust anything this president says? He oversaw the withdrawal from Afghanistan that cost 13 members of our military. We have a Secretary of Defense who disappeared into the ICU without any mention to the public. We have a president who unfroze millions and millions of dollars to the Iranian regime, and then all of a sudden we have these attacks by their backed military or proxy groups. This is a legitimate fear of mine. Every single wartime president has won re-election. It almost feels like he wants to be a wartime president, and the Democrat left, the anti-war left, will let him be a wartime president if it means Donald Trump doesn't win re-election.
Well, this administration, look, this is just another indicator that they are incompetent. Literally, look at it. It does not take a rocket scientist to connect these dots and see what's going on across the world. The Biden administration literally is setting this world on fire, and we have multiple fronts right now of proxy wars going on across the globe that was being addressed diplomatically during the Trump administration. But since Biden has came into office, what you're seeing now is just global engagements of our adversaries, across the region. Think about it. Just the sheer fact of emboldening Iran and their proxies in Yemen, Syria, and Iraq, Hamas and Hezbollah. They are emboldened now to attack all U.S. interests and direct attacks against U.S. military resources. Look, this is a tragedy in and of itself today or yesterday for this attack. But the bigger tragedy right now is going in America with this incompetent administration.
Well, here's what I don't get. I mean, we have recruiting at an all-time low. Okay, that's a fact. We have overcommitted ourselves in Ukraine. We've told Taiwan we will defend them. We don't have enough people and enough resources to deal with the commitments we have. And it feels like there is a mission creep here. And I'm going to get a little conspiratorial. I have a sense that if Biden really wants the Texas National Guard off that border, he could say, all right, I'm sending the Texas National Guard, the Oklahoma National Guard, the West Virginia National Guard, and the South Dakota National Guard over to Jordan.
Well, he obviously has that authority to create the Title 10 situation of these Title 32 National Guard troops. However, I think from an optics perspective, if he and his administration went that direction to remove troops from the border and federalize them under Title 10, then that is showing that he is politicizing not only the border and making sure that we don't have any military resources down there from Texas and the other 25 states that are resourcing Texas, but also what he's doing as a kind of feeble attempt to look like he's a wartime president. Look, he's creating this situation. He has created this, and yes, he probably does want to be a wartime president. But the war that he's creating is a war on our economy. He's creating a war against American citizens. Look at all the illegals that have poured in this border invasion over the last year and a half, 2 years of his administration. This is a purposeful strategic failure. They're doing this on purpose. That's the only thing that is reasonably assessed here. This is a purposeful event.
Well, what we're going to do is it looks like we're going to send our resources once again around the world and have none to protect our homeland. And God help us if there's an attack on American soil, like Christopher Wray says there might be. Sir, I got to leave it there. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Thank you, Andrew. You have a great evening.
You too, sir. All right, well, we're going to pick up this topic. Dawn Buckingham, the Commissioner of Land for the state of Texas, is going to join us. We're going to get an update on the border when we continue.